business, and I think they spoke about a revenue of 4,500 crores by 2027 compared to what, less than 1,600 crores that they are sitting on at the end of FY22. So they have a big vision as well. I take your point. There's a lot of conviction over there. But just stay on, Dipan. I do want you to listen into the conversation we're having next. It's with an NBFC. M&M Financial has hit its 52-week high yesterday after strong November business update. While the collection efficiency has improved to 96%, the asset quality has remained stable. The company has seen disbursals drop though. Ramesh Iyer, who is the Vice Chairman and Managing Director at M&M Financial Services, joins us now to talk about that. Mr. Iyer, good morning. Before I ask you about your own business, I just wanted to understand, the RBI has made some changes in the securitization guidelines, where they've said that loans with a residual maturity of less than 365 days cannot be securitized. Will that have any impact on your industry or your company?
No, so, normally we run a 3-year book or so, 30 months book. And if 365 days maturity cannot be securitized, normally that's not the portfolio which is offered.
Okay.
Always the portfolio that gets offered is where 6 months maturity is over and balance you have more than 24, 30 months left. So I don't see that to be a major change.
So this won't have any impact on your own business, right?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
All right. Hi, Mr. Iyer. Morning. When you joined us the last time around, we were trying to quiz you disbursals for the quarter, what it will look like. You said it will be at least 10,000 crores, but you didn't give us the upper limit. Now, in the first 2 months of this quarter, you're already around 9,750 crores. So you'll end this year closer to around that, 13,500, 14,000 crores odd. What's your sense on the disbursals front for the quarter? And also AUM growth, I think you were guiding for mid-teens, right? Stick to that?
Yes. So as far as AUM is concerned, it's an outcome of what is your disbursement. And clearly, we are seeing disbursements holding up to the level that we were wanting it to be. And if you recall, we did say that we've done 5,000 in October and we expect similar numbers because, November, there was a spillover of customers with vehicles not available sufficient in October. We continue to see the demand pretty high on all products across the geography. So therefore, we don't have doubts in our mind that the disbursements will continue to be robust as we are seeing.
Okay.
Right. Just a quick point on AUM growth. Your broader guidance was for doubling AUM by FY25. So far this year, AUM growth is running at about 30%, sir. What should we expect? Will this kind of growth continue? What can you do? What levers do you have to kind of ensure that we see that going forward?
So far, the growth that you have seen is largely at the back of vehicles and tractors. And we also said that our SME book will be growing a little faster because we just got into SME financing, which we were doing a couple of years back and we had gone slow. And we do see good traction out there. I think also important to understand while there is a volume growth happening, we are gaining some market share, but we have yet to see the price of the vehicles go up yet. So once you start seeing in the next couple of years, even the price of the vehicles will go up for the same volume, you will see different disbursements. So, that's how we said by 2025, when we are talking about doubling of the balance sheet, give and take maybe 5-10% here or there, but the clear direction is towards that.
So you're saying there's good traction in SME financing. Got that. Your collection efficiency, can you just tell us what is the expectation as we move along the next couple of quarters? Do you expect it to improve further?
So we talked about it even last time. Normally, the second half is always the best for the rural market. And at the back of good monsoon, good yields expected, support price to be very, very supportive. We have seen decent price announcements. Put all this together, the farm cash flow is holding up and that will do pretty well. Infra has opened up. We are seeing good use of vehicles and construction equipments, and that side again is doing pretty well. The people movers at the back of tourism and people movement, the religious tourism is high. All of this together, I think the rural cash flow is holding up very, very well. And that's how we have seen month over month, our collection efficiencies have improved and the stage 3 coming down and stage 2 coming down.
Okay. All right. Mr. Iyer, I wanted 3 numbers from you. The AUM growth will be 15%, right? 15%. The ROA by the end of this year will be 2.5%. And NIMs will hold at around 7.5%. All these 3 numbers. So you want to revise any of these 3 numbers?
Okay, so I don't know where are you coming these numbers from, but definitely the AUM growth As you see, it's already at that level of 15 plus, and confident that for the year that will hold up. So
Okay.
for us, the things are concerned, we have yet to wait what is the change in the borrowing cost happening even in this round. And I've always said passing on the rates to the consumers will be at a lag. And for NIMs, there is also a product mix change that normally happens when you do more of cars and more of personal segment vehicle. They come at a lower yield, but at the asset quality level, they hold up well.
Okay.
So therefore, said 7.5 could be a little challenge, but at the ROA level, we don't see the problem. And the 2.5% ROA is a 2025 number.
2025. Yes.
Answer is yes.
Yes.
Answer is yes for 2025.
Got it.
Okay. I just have one question. This is some feedback that we've got from a couple of investors that perhaps have tracked and invested in your stock for ages. Whenever the NPA cycle worsens for the sector, a company like yours tends to see worse ratios compared to your peers in terms of NPAs, whether it is Cholamandalam, Sundaram, Shriram Transport. They are able to weather the storm better than a company like M&M Finance, is the feedback that we've gotten. Are there any structural issues that you're seeing from your end that perhaps need to be addressed?
So we are very focused in semi-urban rural market, and a major segment we work with is an earn and pay segment. So therefore, whenever there is a volatility that you see in the rural market, either due to monsoons or we just saw due to pandemic, when these customers don't earn enough, their ability to repay starts to come under pressure. And we have always resorted to not rescheduling any of the contract at the retail level and hold it up there. But also simultaneously, what one must see is even the reversal when things starts to become well is fastest for us. Like, we saw first quarter of last year with the second wave of pandemic, our gross NPA went to 15%. And we said even that time that once things normalizing in less than 2 or 3 quarters, we'll see 85% reversal. And by March 22, we saw more than 100% reversal happening. So I think this particular segment in that geography has this little behavior pattern as to when things go tough for them, they do build up this overdue, but as they start, they reverse it back.
All right, Mr. Iyer, just one quick point from the last time we spoke. Now, with this kind of collection efficiency, etc., that you spoke about, there is no impact that collection ban third-party agencies. I mean, we can put that behind, or that is still you're monitoring it.
Yeah, no, very clearly, I have always said repossession is a necessity for any NBFC or any financial institution, because if the customers are defaulting, you have to take back the asset. Always during the festival season and the good period of the market, we don't normally resort to repossession. Customers do have their earnings and they do repay. We have never used agencies for our regular collections. We have only used agency for repossessions. And we will have to get back to using them as we continue to, start repossessing in future. Currently, it is no pressure on us. We are able to recover the money. We are even able to take back the assets in case some customers default. They themselves want to surrender as well. So there are three aspects of repossessions.
Okay, all right. Very quickly, Mr. Iyer, Mahindra vehicles as a percentage of a loan book is how much now, and where is that number headed?
So vehicle is roughly around 28%. Tractor will be about 15-16%. And we've always said about 45-47% of our book will come from the Mahindra vehicles, and the balance comes from the non-Mahindra part.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Iyer. Always great speaking to you, understanding about the business, about the different segments. Dipan Mehta tracks this very closely. Dipan, I just want you to come in on that point, how M&M Financial generally, when the situation worsens, when the cycle worsens, they're not in the best place compared